Hey everyone, and welcome to my third Patreon funded how-to video. This month I want to talk to you about the humble crochet chain. Now, for the vast majority of crochet's history, the chain stitch has been the preferred method of starting a project. After all, it's very fast and it's easy to learn, but it's also incredibly inelastic, and as a result of that, if you're not careful, you could end up with a very tight edge on an otherwise accommodating and stretchy piece of crochet. Up until now, those of us with tight chains have always been advised to use a larger hook before dropping down to the hook size required for the project. But I find that this gives you very loose loops on the edge of your work, which make seaming and edging a little bit more difficult as a result. However, in the last couple of years, there's been a bit of an innovation in the form of what's called the long tail chain. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Its advantages are many. It's a lot stronger than the average chain stitch, and it's also got a lovely amount of bounce back. It's good and elastic and springy as a result of how it's constructed. And here's how you make it. On display here, I've got 2 strands of yarn. Now I'm using 2 different colours just to make it a little clearer for you to see, but you can always use the inside and the outside strand of your ball that you're going to be using for this, so you don't end up with a double colour piece of crochet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a slip knot to start with and set it on my hook nice and snug, so using whatever preferred method you have for that. After that, it's all new. I'm going to take the tail here and I'm going to put it in the same hand as my crochet hook, so my right hand, and I'm going to take my 2 strands of yarn and separate them using my index and my thumb. So all I'm doing there really is pushing between, grabbing and pulling apart. Similar enough to the long tail cast on in knitting actually. So you've got this little piece here, and all I'm going to do here is create a figure of 8 with my crochet hook. I'm going to dip down through the center of those 2 strands, pick up the one closest to me, and then repeat the process for the back one. Dip down and pick up the one farthest away from me. At this stage, all you have to do is change the hand you're using for the tail and pull everything but the last wrap through. So this is the only wrap that's going to survive on the hook. So I pick that up and pull everything else off, creating my first long tail chain stitch. To create the next one, I transfer the tail back to my hook hand and repeat the process. So dip down through the center, pick up the one closest, down through the center, pick up the one farthest away. Transfer the tail and pull everything but that last wrap through your hook. After a little while, you'll actually develop a bit of a knack for this. I found it took a little while for me as well, but it is definitely worth it. It's literally, as I say, just a case of figure of 8 and keep only the very last wrap on the hook. Once you have a few done, or as many as you need for your project, all you have to do there is to chop the one yarn that you're not using. Keep the one that's on the hook itself. That's the one you're going to need for the project. So simply cut the other one. It's just going to be another tail to sew in at the very end, but it's definitely worth it. You still end up with those little V stitches you're used to on the top of your work, so you're going to work into those as normal. And as you can see, you get a lovely amount of elasticity out of this without losing any of the chain advantages. And as I say, all you have to do after that is simply create your crochet into those V stitches as normal on top. So I hope you try it, give it a go at home and see how you get on. Videos like this are only possible with your help, so please visit my Patreon page and consider making a pledge. Thanks a million for watching, see you next month.